In this video using Apple Motion, I'm going to show you how to create this Rainbow Trails motion blur effect. Also, as a Patreon member, I've created this as an effect for Final Cut Pro, which you can use over and over again inside of your own video project. Because this video is not about title animations, I'm not going to show you how I created this little animation here. All we're going to be taking a look at is the Rainbow Trails effect. So I have my basic title group, which contains all of the animations. Let's just rename that group to be Title Original. Then I'm going to right click on that group and create a new group. Let's just call this group FX because we will be applying all of the effects for this video right in this layer. From there, we can go up to our filters. Then we're going to go down to time and we'll select trails. Immediately, you'll start to see how this is taking effect. We've got these nice little kind of motion blur trails or duplicates of the letters, which looks really cool. We can even change this up a bit by going over to the left-hand side, and we could increase the duration if we want them to be stretched out a little bit. We could also increase the amount of echoes. But just know that by increasing these, you're also greatly increasing how hard your computer has to work to pull this effect off. I'm going to leave it at a value of 10 and show you how you can optimize this even further down the road so your computer doesn't get too sluggish. Now that we have our trails effect, it's time to rainbowify them. With our effects group selected, go on up to filters. Then we're going to select color and go down to gradient colorize. At first, it's going to look like absolutely nothing has happened. That is because over here on the left side, you'll see our gradient colorize is black and white. Let's go ahead and change that by finding one of our presets and selecting any of these. It's totally up to you what you want to select. I'm going to just select the one I've created, the Final Cut Pro colors, as it has all of my branding. We can even expand that out and you can see how you can change these colors up. Now, you'll start to notice that changes are taking place on our title, but maybe not in the way we were expecting because right now everything is this same blue color. Well, that is because if we go over here to the left side, you'll notice that our map channel option is set to luminance. We need to change this over to alpha because all of our trails are slowly fading away in the background. Let's change this from luminance over to alpha, and now we can start to see the effect taking place. Now, I also want this color to slowly be cycling through our letters. You'll see that as I drag up this offset, the letters are changing in a super cool way. So all we need to do is go to the right side of our offset. Clicking that down arrow, we'll select Add Parameter Behavior, and I'm going to select Rate. Now I can increase this rate. I'm just going to set this value to 360 degrees. That means that it's going to perfectly loop at the end of our project. So pushing play, we can see how that color is cycling through in a super cool way. Really quickly, this video does not have a sponsor, but it is made possible by all of my Apple Motion Masterclass members. I have over 8 hours of in-depth Apple Motion training. I have exclusive live streams, an exclusive Discord channel, project files so you can follow along, and I am constantly adding to it all the time. So if that interests you at all, make sure you check out the links down below. Plus, there's a special little discount code as a thank you for watching this video. Now, like I said before, a lot of these letters look a little bit separated out, and I want to blend them together a bit more so it looks more like motion blur. Well, that's where the next effect comes into play. Selecting that effects group, go up to your filters, go to blur, and we're going to select compound blur. I'm going to go ahead and drag up the amount on this compound blur to an absurd amount of 300, and you can start to see the effect taking place here. I can invert the map and actually blur out the front letters a little bit if we want to. It's kind of up to you what you prefer. But you'll notice that a lot of these letters are more faded into each other, which is super nice. And in fact, if we really wanted to change up this effect, we could take our compound blur and drop it underneath the gradient colorize. And you can see how that's giving us a totally different effect, which I really like. Now, a problem with this particular title is we can no longer read what the text says. It's really difficult with all the colors going on. So we need a strong, clear color up front. And that is why we created this title original group. You'll notice that all the animations are taking place directly on this title, which is super important. These animations cannot be taking place on the group. What we'll do is select that group and press K to create a clone layer. And what's great about cloning this group is that all of the animations that are inside of the group will be baked into this clone layer. Now, we still can't see anything because this clone layer is receiving all of these other effects we've applied. So let's take that clone layer and drag it up and out of all the other groups. And now we have a very clear title, which is super handy. Now, I feel like this gradient isn't quite popping as much as I would like it. I really want it to be showing off the screen, and that is where the next effect takes place, the neon effect. To do that, we're just going to select our effects group, go up to filters, we'll head on down to glow, and then we'll select neon. Now you can set these settings to whatever you like. This is how I like to set it up. For my outer brightness, I'm going to set that to a value of 0.5. Then my outer glow level, I'm going to increase like crazy, maybe up to a value of 750 or so. On my inner brightness, I'm going to set this to a value of 0.8. Then I'm going to increase my inner glow to a level that I'm happy. That's looking really cool. My edge intensity, I could increase a bit, and that's going to add some more vibrancy onto my lettering. Pushing play, we can see how the effect is taking place. I absolutely love how it looks with this neon effect. From here, if you wanted to take it to another level, we could add in some noise, and I want the noise to not only affect the effects group, but also the group with our basic clone layer. So let's just rename this clone layer group to be clone group. We'll collapse that. I'm going to select both of these groups, right-click, and create a new group, and we'll just call this the everything group. Then we'll go up to filters, we'll go down to stylize and select add noise, and now you'll start to see a major problem pop up. It's just kind of cutting everything off at the edges where these letters end. That's because Motion is auto-conforming this group to be about this size. But what we can do is tell Motion what size this group actually needs to be. So to do that, let's go over to the left side under the group settings and change it to a fixed resolution. And now that totally resolves that issue that we were having, giving us the nice grain effect that we wanted on our lettering. In our add noise, it's totally up to you how you want this to look. I found that the TV static effect is really fun. Maybe changing the blend mode over to overlay. Again, it comes down to your personal preference, but this is what I did for the final effect. And there you have it. That is how you create the rainbow glow effect. If you want another Apple Motion video, I strongly suggest you check out this one next, where we create this really cool looking gradient title effect.